This last segment, we'd like to dedicate it to our colleague, Nyma Recounts, and that's because she was tested positive for COVID-19 many weeks back, and that's why she had to step aside from the show. But it's always important to hear the actual facts. So we hear different stories from outside. But now that one of us had COVID, and now she has been certified free of COVID by the Lagos State government, and she has evidence to prove it, it's important that we speak to her and understand what her experience was like, so we can learn from it. So, Nyma, I'll give you the floor to tell us from start as much as you can. I'll try to interject where I need to, but I'll give you the floor to tell us exactly your experience.
Okay. So I was contact traced on the 3rd of June, and I was asked to come to the IDH alongside my husband because he tested positive to COVID. And we went there with our children, and that was a big mistake that I made because I'd assumed, based on what we read every day, that, you know, all the works have been put in place. There must be an area for children, there must be an area for adults, and everything was put in place. So, and you know my usual style, you know, once I got the call in Nyma Recounts, and I was okay. I got there, you can't drive in, and I have kids, 7 and 3-year-olds in the car. How do I walk them in? We had to walk to the test centers with children. The security may have eyes, but they refused to understand. I even brought out my ID card and tried to talk to them that, what about my children? They said no problem. So I assumed that they must have a facility within the one in Yaba for children. So my trauma started when I saw my kids touching everything, mixing with people. I was unable to hold this one down, this one wanted water, the other one wanted to eat in that setting that was totally disorganized for me because the health workers, and not, I can't blame them. Stay away from everybody. You're a suspect, whether you know you've come in for a test. I didn't have any symptoms. I came in because I was stressed and I wanted to know what it felt like. But being with my kids, I didn't find it funny at all. Right. After about an hour, we're still there, and the kids, I'm struggling to hold one, we're struggling to hold the other.
You mentioned the fact that they said they had a number, they had to wait until the number was complete before they started testing.
We needed to be up to 40 that first day
together for
us to have testing, so I had to wait. So I got there early for the second because they said they were done with the morning shift, this afternoon shift, and I waited for that number to be complete before they even started to attend to us, to take our information, talk less of testing us. So I just imagined if they didn't have that number, would they not have tested us within time? And then there were no exceptions. They needed to manage the kits that they had. So until they wear their kits, they are not going to attend to you. Right. So my kids, no exception. No, okay, these children come to this side. Nothing. No, there's nothing. Okay. So after a while, I saw a woman packed in her car with her own children in front of me while we're still standing. I'm still struggling to hold one or the other. So I raised an alarm. I got really, apprehensive, and I started to talk out. So one of them heard my voice because all of us were in masks, so they didn't know who was who. When they heard my voice, one person said, are you Nyma? And I said, I'm Nyma, and whose car watch are exposing my kids to? But thankfully, they tested negative, the 2 children. But myself and my husband tested positive.
So when you got the results?
The issue for me is when the result came.
Okay.
Because
how long did it take?
9 days. 9 whole days to come. So if I had, the normal Nigerian disbelief and distrust of the government and the system, I would have just continued to miss. I could even have come to work. I didn't have a test result in 9 days, but I just felt I've gone for a test, and if the test comes in positive or negative, let me just stop working. So the problem for me was when my husband was called, because he was also contact traced to somebody who had tested positive, and I came in with him. We had packed his things.
To go to the ID.
The system is that, they will be isolated. So I packed his things. I told him, take things that, you're not bringing back home. We packed all of that. And we got there, and they said, viral level is low, viral level is high kind of arrangement. So take him back home. I said, okay, we live in a 1-room apartment. All of us were in 1 room. What am I supposed to do? And the doctor joked and said, Madam, even if it's 1 room, use nylon to section off an area and isolate him there. It sounded funny. And as a Muslim, I just kept doing the Nyma Recounts, that no matter what, we'll pass through this together. And we went back home. But then, unknown to them, I had been treating malaria on my husband. So treating symptom per symptom. And to God who made me, this man was sick. So that morning, he would purge, he would be weak, crawling on his bare hands, and I was treating with ORS, all the kids' drugs, because I have a first aid corner in the house. was what I was using.
Right.
That was why he was able to
And so
drive
he
us
should have
there.
been admitted.
So is it until he's lying down on the ground that that they would have
So they
admitted
should have
him?
got him a bed, at least.
At
Now,
least.
what did you
So
do
we
with the
went
children?
home.
Did you take them to grandma's house? Or
No,
what was the plan? They were home?
because I was afraid that, the result of the children too would come in positive.
Okay.
So the expectation was take the children out of the house. No, I said all of us have been exposed because that was the mentality. I even believed
Right.
I've been exposed, no communication with anybody. So I locked everybody in.
Okay.
So we separated the children from us and everybody. Two of us had nose mask within the house
Right.
to at least reduce spread.
Right.
But symptom per symptom, I had to resort to what I believed in. And every African is doing it.
Like what? Tell us
Traditional
exactly.
methods. So
Like, what did you do?
normally my daily routine is lime, lemon, or lemon, turmeric, and lime, lemon, ginger, and garlic. I do that every morning, and you can smell it off me if you come close. But I had to increase it. I added turmeric to it. I added whatever I could. I ordered for carrots. My neighbors, yellow, all our blessing. I can't thank you enough. We're constantly going shopping and sourcing whatever I needed. My mother bought me a bag full of agbo and all the works. I cooked
So you
every
drink
single day,
in
every 2 days, because I believe herbs don't have that long life. Every 2 days, I threw out the agbo and I did that. That was
you said he was
basically what we
steaming?
did. I did steaming. I did that.
For him?
Yes, in fact, I did it 3 times a day.
So when you
I
found out
was
your children were
worried.
negative, what happened to them? How did you take care of them? Were they still in the house?
I just put them on vitamin C and separated their room
Okay.
till their fathers passed 14 days.
But you didn't go sick. You didn't.
No, I didn't fall sick.
didn't fall
But
sick.
I had post-COVID symptom, which was weaknesses. I would have this fatigue. In fact, I didn't have it. It didn't take long to set in. Maybe because from the stress of having to nurse him. It was immediately, there was a particular night, because I would watch his temperature go up and come back down at night. And while I was watching him, I just broke down there. I slept like a log. And he was now watching me. So one of those days I felt that I failed, but it was like I was worried and I did not
Did you have
open
a
my
doctor
eyes.
that was assigned to both of you, even though they let you
Yes,
go home?
God bless her. Dr. Fadari was the one who called him on his result, and she would call, or he would call her in between every other day
Okay.
to
Just
see
to check
how
up
we were
how he's
doing.
doing. Okay.
So when he was in his weakest and everything, she used to tell him, try and go out. Then he had a phobia for mixing with people for a while. He didn't want to see people. He didn't want to go. He didn't want to say anything. Just go out for the early morning sun and come back. My symptom was that I lost my sense of smell, and I got it back within a week. But he was, just refused to go out. He didn't lose anything.
Something. When you were explaining to the doctors that he wasn't feeling fine, did they not think that they should bring him into
He
the
was standing in
isolation?
front of them, so they didn't know.
No, I'm saying that when you went back home and you were talking to this doctor that was, you were giving back and forth information, when you said, oh, he's feeling weak, did they just say continue with vitamin
No,
C?
she could confirm what stage he was in and confirm what symptom was to be for that day. So she would ask me, has he taken vitamin C? It will be fine. But, when it gets to the height of it, to get it quick, I have to serve him everything hot all through the week. And she had advised, you should just be on tea. So tea, it's kuku agbo. Do you understand? So for me, I just continue to do those herbal therapies I believed in.
You can watch Your View on TVC every Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Nigerian time on DSTV channel 418, GOTV channel 27 and channel 47, StarTimes channel 121 and channel 307, Play TV channel 801 and channel 190, UHF 49, Sky channel 515 for UK viewers. Watch live on Facebook at TVC Connect and on our website tvcentertainment.tv/livestream.